I'm Natasha Kelly Harris, founder and CEO of Family Roots for Life Incorporated. We're here today to talk with Mr. Charles Mills, 103-year-old centenarian, for our Living Legends program. So you say Galveston, Texas is your place of birth.
Right. B-O-I.
B-O-I.
Yeah.
What is that?
Born on the island.
Born on the island. And guess what? So was I. I was born in Galveston, Texas, too.
I was born in a hospital that was run by a black doctor, Dr. and Mrs. Moore.
I hear you were a Boy Scout. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when we moved from the east to the west, I joined the Boy Scouts at Central High School. At that time, it was Troop 14. And then when we moved further west, West District School, they set up the Boy Scouts there with Mr. John Clauser and Mr. Wilbur Williams, and I joined that troop. That was Troop 16.
Okay.
And so I kept paying my dues every year, and I'm on the troop committee at my church, Blue Ridge Church here. So I'm still a scout, active as much as I can be.
I love it. I love it. I was a Girl Scout, Troop 489. So
Oh, yeah?
I'm not active now, but once a Girl Scout, always a Girl Scout. And once a Boy Scout, always a Boy
Right.
Scout.
Secondary school was East District School that was on 10th and Broadway in Galveston, and that was elementary school. I was a junior high in West District.
West District.
West District, and then transferred to Central High for senior
year.
and from there I went to sea.
Okay.
I first left, I think I was 17.
Oh, really? Okay.
My father died when I was really young, so I don't recognize it.
Okay.
But my grandfather was a great guy, and John P. Green, it was his name. My mother's name was Lucy Green before she got married.
Raised you. What about siblings? Do you have siblings?
Yeah,
If so, how
I
many?
have two brothers and a sister.
Okay. And where do you fall in the birth order? Older, younger, middle?
I'm the baby.
The baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they treated me that way for years.
Oh, did they? Okay. And so are any of them still with us, or have they all passed on?
I'm the only one left.
Oh, we have someone here special with us today. So who is this?
That's my granddaughter, Vita.
That's my grandfather.
Yeah. What?
My mom is his daughter, Audra May Berry. I've been his caretaker for 3 years.
And so we're kind of talking about family lineage, and we're with Family Roots for Life, and we believe wholeheartedly in family and the significance of family. And so I want to talk a little bit about lineage and how many generations we have for Mr. Mills right now. So can you talk about that?
He has a large lineage. He has 9 grandchildren, a host of great-great-grandchildren, and then great-great-great-grandchildren. So it's probably a good 5-6 generation deep.
I stayed in the maritime industry
Okay.
till 1989.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I stayed in that industry 52 years and 7 months. 13 years as a seaman, and the balance of the time I served as a union representative. I was the first black union representative in the Gulf.
Mm.
I was the first black union representative assigned to the Contract Enforcement Department. I was the first black agent in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
I was among a lot of firsts with the National Maritime Union. So that's where I stayed after I stopped going to sea. I got elected in 1946 as a representative and assigned to the Contract Enforcement Department. I stayed in that department till I retired.
So, Mr. Mills, I know you have had a very full life and have been involved in a lot of different groups and organizations. Can you talk a little bit about those different organizations that you're part of?
Well, the main organization I was part of that had a lot to do with my life was the National Maritime Union.
Okay.
But I was a member and an officer of NAACP in Houston, A. Philip Randolph Institute. I remember that. and I was a full supporter along with my union of Martin Luther King. We joined the marches. I joined the march of Martin Luther King in Jacksonville, in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
I was in an organization that was very, very open as far as race relation was concerned. And we stayed busy fighting segregation.
So you feel like part of the work that you were able to do in your lifetime helped to move toward desegregation?
I feel that when I joined as a real young man, segregation was big.
Mm-hmm.
But when new people came in with new ideas, changed the industry, to change the life of some of us, that's when I joined them and never regretted it.
So I understand you had a really special thing happen, and that was making it all the way to the White House. How'd that happen?
Well, I was the legislative director for the American Merchant Marine Veterans.
Okay.
And then we had certain bills in the House to try to get passed. And my assignment was to work with the Congress to see if we could get that passed. So we found a champion in Congressman Green, and he worked with us, and he made arrangements to have a conference with the Black Legislative Conference and the Vice President of the United States.
Wow.
So we had the opportunity to meet them and give them our side of the story about what happened and how it happened. Because half of the people in the United States don't know anything about the United States Merchant Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why it's there, what it's there for. They don't realize that the United States Merchant Marine keeps the Army, the Navy, and the Marine Corps moving. Without us, they can't move.
Okay.
So he arranged for us to meet the Vice President of the United States, and that was an honor. After that, he made arrangements with the American Legion in Washington, D.C. to get us an invitation to the White House, breakfast with the president.
So I understand, Mr. Mills, there is another special group that you're part of. Can you tell us what that is and what that's all about?
I'm a Mason, Master Mason, a member of the Shriners Temple, member of the Lodge 350, Attentive Ear 350. I'm a Mason since 1954.
Wow. Okay.
Stayed in good standing as a member and an active member of the Masons.
And you're still an active member today?
See?
You're still an active member today?
I'm still an active member.
So, Mr. Mills, one of the reasons why we are doing this interview is because at Family Roots for Life, we have a special program called Living Legends, where we honor those who have made it to 100 years old. And we call it our Celebrating Our Centenarians. So if you were born in 1920, you would have reached 100 in what year? 2020, right?
2020.
I caught you off guard with that.
2020, I have to think. Right?
Yeah, 2020 was a something of a year, wasn't it? A lot happened in 2020, and you happened to turn 100 years old that year.
Years old.
Yeah. And so now we're in 2024, and so you have reached 103 and soon to be 104.
I'm looking at it.
Looking at it. That's right. That's right.
I would say life has been good to me. The good Lord has always been there to help me out.
What would you say has been the secret to growing old gracefully?
I say that the good Lord and I had a thing going on.
Okay.
He set the rules and I followed them.
Okay. That's all it
When
took.
I did not follow them, I ran into problems.
Okay.
And I sure did run into some problems.
Uh-oh.
But that's my look at life. The good Lord and I, we had a thing going.
I love it. I love it. So we have one final question for you. In looking at the life that you've lived and the things that you've been able to accomplish, what advice would you give a young person about living well and living a long, healthy life?
Something I like to tell particularly young men.
Mm-hmm.
We had a principal at Central High School, Gibson. Every Monday we had an assembly. And at the end of that assembly, he had this to say: study and prepare yourself. For someday, your chance will come. Mm. And I tell that to all the young people. Remember that. Because if I had not followed that, I would not have made some of the advances that I did make.
Yeah, I like that. Study.
Study
and prepare.
And prepare yourself, because someday your chance will come. And it will. Mm-hmm. It'll come, and the door will open, and you have to be ready to step into it.
I love it. Great advice.